And now it's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello everybody and welcome. Thursday morning, and we are on the air for Bates Ford as usual, 1673 West Main in Lebanon. The dealer don't trade for anything, don't eat. We've got Paul and we got Ronnie today, our twosome that are usually here. Paul Tubbs, good morning.
Good morning.
Ronnie Kelly, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. We talk about a lot of things, but one of the big things, of course, is selling those vehicles. And Paul, you are the general manager and been doing that for 24 years. You've seen a lot of cars come and go in 24 years.
Yeah, right now we've got one thing that's kind of promising is every day we've got, some vehicles showing up. We had a couple of Bronco Sports, which is pretty hard vehicle to show up yesterday. So we've got a white and a black one of them. We've got some new F-150, some Edges, some Explorers. We got a Expedition that's on the ground. So all these are new vehicles. So fortunately, we are starting to get an inventory of new vehicles back. That side over there by the church looked a little bare there for about a year and a half, but we're starting to fill it back up.
And that's music to your ears, Ron.
Yes, sir. That's music to our ears.
You got more to sell, better choice.
Yes, we got a better choice, and like Paul said, we got more inventory. And one good thing about the inventory, like he mentioned, Edges. And on those Edges, we got some special financing on Edges. We got a $2,000 rebate. Then we have 2.9 for 36 months. And that's a great deal on vehicles because interest rates have went up.
Yeah.
And also on the F-150, the truck that I really, really love, we got a 2.9 for 60 months. And that's a great deal because, rates right now, it went up. The Fed put the rates up, but Ford got some great rates. So come on down.
Well, Ronnie knows a good deal when he sees one.
Yes.
And you've been helping people get those good deals for over 35 years.
Yes.
Right at this same location.
Right at the same location. And we're doing what we do to make it happen.
What else you want to tell us this morning, Paul?
Well, it looks like they're fixing to start building on our new facility. They've got all the work laid out and everything, so that's promising news. We're looking at right at about a year before we've got to move from our West Main location over to our Franklin Road location, so hopefully we're moving on that pretty good. Me and Tony met with them a couple weeks ago and went over everything, so it looks like we're ready to rock and roll and start.
Sound like the bulldozing's about done.
Yeah, and hopefully we can start seeing some structure go up. That would be very promising.
Well, no doubt that's encouraging. You're going to be able to take care of your customers better with a larger facility, and you won't have to stand in line as long to get an oil change.
Yeah, that's one of our main issues, and we, as we discussed, our service department just stays overwhelmed. We stay backed up on oil changes, work. I had somebody stop me, and my son was playing golf last night, believe it or not. Had a customer stop me at the golf course and said, "Hey, my son's truck's down there. It's been down there a couple of days. Got an issue with starting. Is there any way you can get it?" I said, I apologize. We're busy, but I'll see what I can do to help you. But, it's the main reason why we're trying to expand is to get our service department. It doesn't take as much room to sell a car as it does to fix it. So hopefully our service department will be twice the size at our new location.
I like that. Doesn't take as long to sell one as it does to fix it.
You got to have a little bit more room to fix them.
Well, why don't we talk a little bit about tires and batteries and oil changes?
Yeah, right now we're doing several sets of tires. We did several yesterday. Ford will meet or beat anybody's price on tires. They've got the rebates on them up to $100. Our batteries are $134.95 for most vehicles. I had somebody call me the other day that listens to the radio station, had a Chevy truck, and unfortunately it was $149.95. So certain vehicle brands, it might be a little bit higher, but it still has the best warranty in the market, 3 years free replacement, 100-month proration, and our oil changes, I always say, is cheapest oil change in town. Plus, we don't just dump oil in it. We do a total inspection, give you your brakes, batteries, hoses, things like that.
Well, Ronnie, back to you. Selling cars is your big thing, but you've been there long enough to know everybody. One big, most of the time, happy family, I understand.
Yes, sir. We got one big happy family. And one thing that we like for everyone to remember now, if you have anything you want to turn into cash, bring it down to Bates Ford, and we'll try to purchase that vehicle.
You just love to take somebody to Paul and say, This person wants cash.
Yes, sir.
I had a young man bring a motorcycle in last night, was wanting to trade, like, so if you've got something that you want to trade, whether it's farm equipment, motorcycle, lawnmower, boats, trailers, Tony loves that. That's his pride and joy.
But does anybody ever have some odd thing like that, get cash for that, and apply that to a car you sell them?
Yes, we have a lot of odd things that come in, and they pull them out of the garage, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
He traded for a lot of farm equipment probably a month or two ago. A guy had several pieces. He appraised it all, gave him a cash value for that, and the guy put that as his down payment on a vehicle. So, that's something we do all the time and never shy to do it.
Well, I think you may be a little bit more innovative than some car dealers might be. Just trading for anything that don't eat is different from most of them.
Well, I mean, that's something Tony developed in '08 when the economy got rough, and he had to figure out a way to try to do something outside the box, and it was really a very intelligent way to figure out ways to make money, and we've stood by it ever since.
Even if it is incorrect English.
We've gotten letters from English teachers, believe it or not. But I was standing on a fence in Gulf Shores, Alabama, with a Bates Ford shirt on. The guy walked up and said, "You're the dealer of trade for anything don't eat." And I said, "Well, at least it works."
Right. Exactly. Well, sometimes you got to be a little bit different.
It does.
All right. Well, thank you, fellas. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. That's Paul Tubbs. He's the general manager, and Ronnie Kelly in sales at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon. They are the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat. 10:30 after the hour, and this morning I want to welcome as my guest for part one, Jennifer Perry and Jason Ligon. They're right here live in studio. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Coleman. Thanks
Jason,
for having us.
Oh, thank you.
Morning,
And Jason,
Coleman.
good morning to you.
You doing okay?
I'm doing fine. Have you found out whether it's going to be 91 degrees and then
Man,
snow or
I
not?
don't know. I think I must have been asleep and dreaming. I don't know.
That's what I was asked when you were here before me this morning. Have you heard a forecast? No, I don't think I've heard that. But I hope not, because that's a drastic change.
Absolutely.
Well, we're not here to talk about the weather, at least not much. Jennifer, get us started. You've been doing the, I'll sort of introduce this. The Bert Coble Singers have continued even after Bert is no longer with us, and y'all have been doing this. I think maybe you didn't get to do it because of COVID, but
Yes.
you're back again. So
That
that's
is
what we're here
right.
to talk
That's
about.
right. The Bert Coble Singers began in 1988 after Dr. Coble retired from Cumberland. And then in 2012, I took over as the director. And this, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years, Jason,
I know.
that we've been leading this group. It's been around 30-something years, 34 years. Am I doing my math right?
I think that's right.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah, we had a good run and then COVID hit. And we had to back away for a couple of years, but we are so excited to be back this year. Our dinner shows are December the 8th, 9th, and 10th at Baird Chapel, Cumberland University.
So you haven't done anything the last 2 years.
We've not been able
in
to,
20
Coleman.
and 21. All right. So
Right.
really your last one was in 19. We're picking it up in 22.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
All right.
correct.
And with those dates again, three
December the 8th, 9th, and 10th,
evenings, and the same time each evening.
7 o'clock in the evening.
And is this a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. For people who aren't familiar, you come and you have a nice dinner, and then you have an hour and a half of wonderful Christmas music. Everything from some of your more popular songs, Irving Berlin, for example, to more traditional sacred Christmas music.
And this pretty much has been, I think, the tradition, the format, the formula all these years.
It has. I mean, Dr. Coble established it, and the purpose of the choir. We want to be excellent for our community, but any proceeds that come after we cover expenses always have been funneled to deserving organizations. It started out with the Cancer Society, then the Heart Association was added. But when Jason and I took over in 2012, we call ourselves a community choir. So we wanted to focus our energy back into the community.
So how do you do that? And who are the recipients?
Yes. Well, we're excited this year because we are adding compassionate hands. And I'll let Jason speak to that a little more further in just a moment. But we've got, there's an endowment scholarship at Cumberland University in Dr. Burt Coble's name. People have the opportunity to give toward that. Now Compassionate Hands and Empower Me Center, Michelle Hill, is the director there. And I guess this is 5 or 6 years that we've been helping support them as we're able. So we're really excited.
So it's up to the person buying the tickets
Right.
as to where that money will go.
We have a website, burtcoblesingers.com, and our reservations will launch on Monday, the 3rd, October the 3rd. People will be able to go on there and make their reservations. And as you are making your reservation, you can say, I want my money to go toward this or that or combined. And we honor their wishes.
Okay, very good. Jason, you're going to have to wait till after the break.
That's fine, buddy.
Preston is ready. We are ready. It's time for a break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And now let's check back in with Commander Chuck and on-time traffic. Let's see what's happening out there on those roadways. And traffic is brought to you by Absolute Kubota, and they feature Red Max with a complete inventory of weed eaters, blowers, and hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner, up to a 4-year warranty. And you can drop on by Absolute Kubota at 1506 West Main in Lebanon, or give them a call at 615-449-6171 with any questions you may have. Here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. It's building pretty good now on 24th through the Hickory Hollow area. All that traffic coming in from Rutherford County through Davidson. Again, it's pretty busy there. It's heavy, but it's moving on. Vietnam Vets coming inbound through Hendersonville. All that traffic leaving Sumner County. Same goes for I-40 out in Wilson County. Pretty much normal right now. That build up on I-40 westbound approaching 840 in Wilson County with some radar out in that area a few minutes ago. For customized Tennessee t-shirts just in time for football season, if you're a Vol fan, you're going to love this website. RockyTopTNShirts.com, RockyTopTNShirts.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Hi, everybody. Tommy Bryan. Join me, along with Harry Stafford, Bob Lee, and Joe Gardner, as we bring you Lebanon High School football. Brought to you by Bates Ford, Bakes and Hooker, K. Maynard Insurance, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Kenny Salas, Sports World, and Wilson Bank and Trust. Lebanon travels to Bedford County Friday to play Shelbyville Central. Pregame at 6:30 on WANT and WCOR.
Coleman and Company here on a Thursday. We welcome you to our program, and we are glad to have with us today Jennifer Perry, Jason Lakin, the Burt Coble Singers. They're representing and going to get things cranked up again, as we've already talked about. But Jason, it's time for you to say a word or two here this morning. Jennifer has had the spotlight so far.
She does
now
a fine job.
It's shining on
Right.
you.
Well, I don't know. It's good to be back kind of into a somewhat normal swing, Coleman. The dinner shows are special to me. I've not missed many. I know she said, Jennifer, I think, mentioned that the choir began in 1988, and I don't know that I've missed many of those. I was about 4 or 5 years old, the first one I attended. And with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 shows, I think I've been at every one of them. So,
Well, now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you sing in the choir at one time?
I did.
Yeah.
When Dr. Coble started it in '88, I was one of his first people that joined, and then I was his assistant for 15 years. And then after he retired, I took it over as director.
And how did you get into the picture, Jason?
I have a friend named Jennifer Perry who I thought we were friends, and then she made me her assistant choir director. And
Well, now, have you ever been a singer?
Yes.
I mean, but have you been part of the
Yes.
break-in?
So I was. It's a kind of a comical story. Dr. Coble was always a mentor to me. My mother had him in school at Cumberland, and she was one of his girls, and thought the world of him, and Miss Sue, and he was just an inspirational kind of guy. And so I was actually sitting in the middle of Center Hill Lake with my father fishing one Saturday afternoon, and he called. I was about 16 years old, and he said, Jason, I'm needing some tenors for the choir. And I thought he was calling to see if I knew of anyone. And he said, no, I want you to come and audition and sing with us. And so I really about fell out of the boat that day, because that was a high honor. So I've been, I guess, with the choir, 18 years, I guess, going on.
Just a child when you started.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but she had mentioned Compassionate Hands earlier, and I would like to give a shout out to Miss Sheila Weathers and John Grant over there at Compassionate Hands. That's a great thing they're doing, and they're excited to kind of be partnering with us. This is our first year that our patrons are being able to give through us to Compassionate Hands. And, if anybody doesn't know what that ministry is, or it's just a fantastic organization that gives people a kind of a hand up that are down on their luck with housing and things. And so,
Yeah, I think the idea started, we were not going to let anybody freeze to death in the winter.
that's exactly
here in
right.
Wilson County.
That's exactly right. And, I'm fortunate. I woke up in a warm bed and a warm home this morning, and there are those who do not have that luxury. So,
And Compassionate Hands is doing what they can to help alleviate
Yes,
the
sir.
situation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, in fact, they've got a chili cook-off coming up. I think we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. Were you about to say something, Jennifer?
I was just going to say, before we go, and speaking of shout outs, we need to thank Paul Stum, Dr. Paul Stum, and his staff at Cumberland
Absolutely.
University. They opened their doors to us about 7 or 8 years ago, allow us to rehearse and perform in Baird Chapel, the most beautiful place to sing in this county. So thank you, Dr. Stum, your staff at Cumberland.
All right, now, as far as tickets go, you said you're going to have your website up and going, Monday, I believe?
Yeah, the website is up. We've not gone live with reservations. That word ticket kind of gives an insinuation that there's a physical printed ticket that you would punch at the door. But we keep electronic record of your purchase on our website. So tickets or reservations can be purchased online at www.bertcoblesingers.com. The good folks at Visionary Design over in Watertown, Michael and Colette Stoffel, they help us with our website and designed that. They do a really good job. And, 2 years vacation with COVID, we kind of have to retrain ourselves what to do and how to do this. But we're just going to try our best to funnel all ticket sales.
What does it cost?
It's $50 this year due to,
Inflation.
inflation, Coleman. We've been at $40 for several years. And take a trip to the grocery store and you'll understand why we had to increase price.
But it does include a delicious
It includes a fantastic meal by Chartwell's Catering at Cumberland. I think Chartwell's actually runs the kitchen and cafeteria there, and if you have never eaten any of their things, it's quite tasty. They do a good job, and it's. I hate to use the word formal, but it's a pretty dressy event, not stiff or starchy, but it's a nice event that you could take Miss Helen to if you wanted to, and you could call it a date.
And you have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings.
Thursday,
At
Friday,
7
Saturday.
o'clock?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, December 8th, 9th, and 10th.
We'll
Is that
take
when you eat at 7 and then or
people usually start arriving anywhere from 6:15 to 6:30, and as soon we seat tables of 10, and as a table becomes full, we invite them to get their food and then come back. Some people may start eating at 6:45. And you may eat through the show if you're a slow eater. That's okay. We're fine with that. But yes, the meal is always delicious, and the room holds 180 folks. We have 180 reservations per night.
And usually you just about sell out. I think you've had waiting lists, haven't
We
you?
have been very blessed over the last several years. We started out with 2 nights, and then Cumberland kept saying, Jennifer, we think we can add a third night. Took a year or two to convince Jason and I that people wanted to hear us that bad, but we did, and every night has sold out. I think it was 2 years that we added the 3 nights before COVID took it away.
All right, we've got about 6 minutes left here this morning. We haven't talked about how many times you have to practice and how many people are there and how their lives are involved, and y'all even more since you're in charge. But talk about that and the quality of the people. I think you have some of the best singers really in Wilson County and Middle Tennessee.
We really do. And I'm so proud of the way the choir comes together. They commit to rehearse every Tuesday night, 6:30 to 8:30 typically, starting in September, all the way up to the dinner shows. And, it's hard work, and it takes
Well, that's quite a
time.
commitment, really.
It is.
How many, that's what, 10, 12, 13 weeks?
I would
Oh,
say,
yeah.
yeah, something like that. And the choir this year, Jason, I believe we're singing about 47 voices as it stands right now. We've had a
Yes.
few people that were longtime members for various reasons have not been able to join us this year, but it's amazing. Jason said this the other day. For every one person, it seems, that has not been able to join, there's been a couple more that have heard about it and want to come in. So it's exciting.
Well, and you have your choice of Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night.
That's right.
Bayard Chapel, Cumberland University, and the show starts at 7. You can be there a little early and start eating if you'd
That's
like.
right.
And it's $50 a person, and you have, what'd you say, 10 people to a table?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And, some businesses in town have used it to say, well, this is what I'd like to do for my
Company Christmas
team,
party.
my company Christmas party. And, they can buy a table if they like.
Well, I'm trying to do the math here. How many, what'd you say, 180 people?
Yes, sir.
And if you've got 10 to a table, that's 18 tables, isn't it?
That's right.
That's
That is 18 tables.
You are the assistant director.
yes, sir.
Are you in the choir? You
I
sing?
am.
You do some singing?
I sing tenor. I sing tenor in the choir, and I think I just saw Jay White or somebody pop their head around. We're going to
he'll
dun
be
him
in
to
here
buy a
to talk
couple of
about another
tables.
auction in a minute.
Jason, Jay White supported us over
Yeah,
the years.
Jay
He's
White
a-
supports the Coble
Yeah.
Singers. We won't let him sing, but now Coleman, you could audition for bass. I think
Well, I could audition, but we'll leave it there.
But yes, I do sing, and Jennifer's gracious to put up with my antics.
Well, do you have an MC? There's somebody that announces or
Well, Jason and I tend to kind of carry that role. Now,
I
as far
figured
as
as
the
much.
different, the organizations, Cumberland University, Empower Me, and Compassionate Hands, they will have representatives there each night, and we allow a time in the show. We take a little break and let them speak to their causes, so everyone there knows what their money goes to support.
Okay, all right, very very good. But here again, you're starting at 7 and hour and a half maybe.
Yeah, around that time.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
you're out by 9 o'clock easy.
It goes by very quickly.
It does.
Well, we got a couple of minutes. Anything we left out? Anything you want to reiterate again before we kind of wrap it up?
Just for those tuning in, Burt Coble Singers dinner shows, you can purchase reservations online, www.burtcoblesingers.com. They are $50 each, nightly at Cumberland University in the beautiful Bayard Chapel, December 8th, 9th, and 10th this year. And I think this is our 34th year.
After a 2-year hiatus.
After a 2-year hiatus due to the world we live in. So, we encourage you, if you're a patron in our past, thank you for supporting our cause. And you had asked about an MC. Jennifer and I do a job that neither one of us really enjoy. But if you ever sat in one of our shows with Dr. Coble, he was the head MC and did a good job at it.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, again, I guess the big thing is since you've had a sellout or near sellout, if you really want to make
Don't
sure,
wait.
come Monday, you
Right.
need to get busy.
That's right.
And because do you have a waiting list or some way if somebody drops out?
Well, we do. We have a cap on the website that kind of gives us a little bit of a buffer on sellouts. So there's just using round numbers. If we had 180 seats, we would cut the website sales off at 175 or so, just so that we have a few chairs for that occasional straggler that pops in and says, I really wanted to come, but so we don't try to harbor that, but it happens. So.
But you can starting
Monday, October 3rd. Our anticipation is to go live online with reservations and tickets.
All right. So if you want to be the early bird that gets the worm, come Monday, you better get busy.
Absolutely.
Jennifer Perry, thank you so much for being
Coleman,
with
thank
us.
you for
Enjoyed
having us
seeing you
again. Yes, very nice.
And Jason, I do see you occasionally, but it's
Yeah.
nice to have you with us today.
Yeah, it's good to
and
see
by
you.
the way, we got to thank
Yes,
somebody for doing that to us.
the Smith family down at Claiborne's Bakery sent a dozen donuts by us this morning to Coleman and Company. I guess Company does include Jay White. You can let him have one when he comes in a minute. So
I'll see that Preston and Susie and
let Susie get it
MJ's
done.
not here. They'll be gone before she gets back. Thank you all for being with
Thank
us.
you
Thank you for
having
having
us.
That's part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And now let's check back in with Commander Chuck and on-time traffic, see what's happening out there on the roadways. And traffic brought to you by Bates Ford, located at 1673 West Main Street. They got the Works Vehicle Checkup going on, $39.95, 5 quarts of oil plus disposal, and the tire rotation and safety check. And you can give them a call at 444-8221. And here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. It continues to run a little bit slow over here on 40 westbound as you come past the airport there at Spence Lane. Give yourself a little bit of extra time through there this morning. It's building also up through Brentwood, Franklin, right on schedule actually there on 65 northbound up by Cool Springs Mall. It's heavy, but it's moving on Vietnam Vets coming through Sumner, leaving Sumner County through Hendersonville. Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge is celebrating Oktoberfest. You don't want to miss it this year. Check it out at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Your Titans go back on the road, and this time to Lucas Oil Stadium this Sunday to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Titans countdown happens at 11. Then Mike Keith and Dave McGinnis call Titans and Colts in the First Division Battle of 2022 with a kickoff at noon.
Brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Mall Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Joe Bumgartle at 615-904-6390 or stop by Wilson Bank and Trust, 2640 South Church Street in Murfreesboro.
Hey, this is Paul at Bates Ford. We got some great things going on for you. If you got a vehicle you want to sell, bring it to Bates Ford. We'll give you a cash offer on the spot. Also, come check out our great used inventory. And on the service side, we got the cheapest oil change in town, got the cheapest batteries in town, and we'll meet or beat anybody's price on tires. Come visit us at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, or visit us on the web at www.tonybatesford.com. That's Bates Ford, the dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
Cumberland University football is back in action this Saturday, October 1st, as the Phoenix travel to Williamsburg, Kentucky to take on the University of the Cumberlands. This is Christian Opposey of the Cumberland Sports Network inviting you to join Bob Lee and myself this Saturday. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30, leading up to a 6 o'clock kickoff, right here on WANT and WCOR for play-by-play coverage of Cumberland football. Phoenix football plays this Saturday at 6 o'clock here on WANT and WCOR.
There's a reason why more home buyers and sellers trust A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction to get the job done. A.G. & Johnson offers what you want: more knowledge, more personal attention, more convenience. When you love what you do, it shows. That's why we have been voted the best of Wilson County by you, our clients. Discover the A.G. & Johnson difference. We are trusted by your neighbors for a reason. Call 615-444-0909 or visit us online today, agandjohnson.com, your community trusted realty and auction company.
A warming pattern to end out the week with temperatures in the mid-70s for today and tomorrow. Overnight temperatures will still dip to 45 degrees by sunrise, and we are tracking chances for rain this weekend as the remnants of Hurricane Ian pass through Tennessee. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
And we continue here on a Thursday morning. Welcome to part two of Coleman and Company. We're ready to talk about A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction. We've got Jay White here this morning. Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
And believe it or not, Helene is, can we say she's on special assignment? She's busy anyway.
Special assignment.
Jim A.G. is here. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Coleman.
I'll tell you what, you've been around for a long time. A.G. & Johnson started in 1977, is that right?
That's correct.
And you and Jerry Johnson are the instigators, the one that did it.
We were.
And you are still with us and still part of A.G. & Johnson, although I understand Jay's the owner now.
That's correct.
But you hang out at 728 West Main quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
All right, so we've got another auction to talk about, Jay. You're the auction man.
I am, but I think Jim's got the circular for Saturday sale over there. Let him say a little about that.
Okay.
He knows a little.
Saturday, October 1st, 10 o'clock.
That's right. We're going to be over in the Walter Hill community of Rutherford County, 316 Autumn Glen Drive, and that's right off Jefferson Pike, about midway between 840 and Highway 231.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling a nice brick house lot, all the personal property in it. This house was built in 2001. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, but they had started developing the upstairs, which will have another bedroom and bath up there, and then of course it has a nice bonus room in it, but just in a real nice neighborhood there, but got a lot of good, clean furniture and household items too.
Okay, so all this selling starting at 10 o'clock this Saturday morning.
That's correct.
Well, it's not that far to Murfreesboro, and there could be a lot of reasons that somebody might like to have this property. You again have a very attractive flyer here, and that's a beautiful home.
Mm-hmm. It is an all brick home, and very convenient to 840 there or 231, whichever way you'd want to go.
Mm-hmm. And what else besides? I see here it does list furniture, tools, and personal property.
Right.
So you're probably going to be there a good part of the day.
Good part of the day. But, good, clean household furniture and has some nice tools.
That looks like a pressure washer there.
It is
sale.
pressure washer.
That'd probably go at a bargain price.
And, there's some table saws and wrenches and just a good assortment of tools.
Mm-hmm. And that looks like a roll-top disc down there.
It is.
So that's selling too.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, again, that's a 316 Autumn Glen Drive, and you said it's on
It's right off Jefferson Pike on Autumn Glen
Okay.
turns right
All
off
right.
Jefferson Pike.
And between 231 and 840.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, we got the general idea. Now,
That's
Jay,
great.
what do you want to tell
Well,
us?
we're going to talk about another little sale that we're having that we don't usually talk about out here a whole lot, but we've got a little online sale that's going on right now. You can get online and bid on some personal property and farming tools. We got the toolboxes, lots of name brand mechanic tools. We've got a bass boat, little John Deere tractor and lawn mowers and all the equipment to go with the all different lawn equipment for the tractor and some garden equipment for the tractor. But it is online. It's online only. It's not going to be a live sale. We've got a preview October the 9th, a Sunday afternoon, out on Old Hunters Point Pike at 1612 Old Hunters Point Pike. You can come out and view all these items. If you'd like to come and look at them before you get online and bid on them, feel free to do that. And the bidding will stop on Thursday, October the 13th. But you can get
Have you
online
done
today
much
and do
of
that.
this before?
We have done. We do some. It's getting more and more common. We did more of it through the months that we were, with all the COVID.
Right.
It worked
Yeah.
real well, and it's still a good way to market the merchandise.
Well, at least you can go right up, see it right in front of your eyes at the
Absolutely.
location there. So it's not like bidding from the website or from
Right.
Circular.
You can come and look before you bid, or you can just get online today at agandjohnson.com and just go in and register, look through all the merchandise, and if you something there that you feel you need, there's something there to feel you need, you can bid. You can bid today through October the 16th.
Okay. All right, everybody keep that in mind. Of course, your website, www.agandjohnson.com. I haven't mentioned your phone number
That's
this
right.
morning, but 615-444-0909. And we miss Helene a little bit this morning. But
We did.
Jim, it's really good to see you and that you're still alive and well and going strong and still part of A.G. and Johnson Realty.
Well,
Good
thank
to
you,
have
Coleman. Good to
And
be
Jay,
here.
Y'all take care, and we'll see you
Will
next
do.
time.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for A.G. and Johnson Realty. Again, 1728 West Main in Lebanon, 615-444-0909. All right, we're going to be talking about rodeo and I don't know what all this morning, but I have my guest. If y'all will sit down here and let's. Are you it?
It's me. It's just you and me this morning. How about
okay.
that?
Well, we've got quite a gallery, an audience here.
Yes, I have my paparazzi crew with me this morning, so they are also my chauffeurs for the day.
Well, since you were out in the lobby with Miss Susie and your entourage, all I know is we're going to be talking about a rodeo. I need your name.
Yes, first and foremost, Jessie Lynn, Miss Rodeo USA 2022.
Jessie
Lynn.
Lynn.
Yes, sir.
We got it.
We got it.
All right. Well, what are we talking about here?
Well, we're talking about the 5th annual FCA Pro Rodeo that's taking place this Friday and Saturday at the James E. Ward Ag Center right here in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's going to happen Friday, Saturday. Gates open at 6. The perf's going to begin at 7:30 p.m. sharp. Tickets are easy. You can get advance tickets. Adults are $10. Kids 6 to 12 are $5. Children 5 and under are free. Going to be a lot of rodeo-packed action. We're sanctioned with the International Professional Rodeo Association and Hedrick Pro Rodeo Company. Some of the best stock in the business. You're going to see the bucking horses, the bulls, the cowgirls, cowboys, team ropers, headers, heelers, breakaway ropers. Of course, you're going to have an opportunity to meet and greet with me and sign some autographs for everybody, take pictures, whatever you would like to do. And it's just going to be a great, great weekend. I tell you, it's a wonderful cause and a wonderful benefit for the Wilson County FCA program.
FCA, Fellowship of
Christian Athletes. Yes, sir, that is correct.
Well, how long have you been doing what you're doing?
Well, if we want to talk rodeo specifically, I've been riding a horse ever since I was 3 months old. But as far as my title as Miss Rodeo USA, I was crowned January of this year. And I will give up my title January 15th of 2023.
So you wear that crown and that hat or whatever for about a year?
For a full year, that is correct. Yes, sir.
What's it been like? Probably a dream come true, maybe.
Yes, it's it's funny. We were talking about this last night. The Lord works in mysterious and funny ways, and I swear He has to have a sense of humor. It has been an absolute blessing is the best way to describe it. I've had the opportunity to meet so many new people and enjoy weeks and weekends like this of where we come into a rodeo and there's a great, it's happening because it's benefiting somebody or it's benefiting a group or an organization, and keeping the true American sport and the cowboy way of life alive is just one of my favorite things. It's been an amazing year.
Well, you said you'd been actually riding since you were 3 months old. Somebody was carrying you then on the horse,
Yes.
obviously. But when did you actually learn to ride yourself?
So I actually was sitting by myself on a horse at 9 months old. I was old, like I knew to hold on to the saddle horn and just sit there. But actually riding by myself, I was about 2 or 3 when I started riding my own little horse.
But you've been doing this all your life.
My whole life, yes, sir. It's been a family affair and it's been a lifelong career.
Well, how did you become Miss Rodeo USA?
Well,
that's a contest, right?
It is, yes, sir. And it's actually almost like a job application type deal, because when we sign up for this, we work for the International Professional Rodeo Association on behalf of the committees that hire us. So at the International Finals Rodeo in Guthrie every year in January, we host a week-long pageant where young ladies from around the country come, have 16 different private interview sessions, 3 different fashion shows, 2 speeches, 2 rounds of horsemanship on horses they've never seen or never ridden. And then, of course, random things that may pop up, like a midnight interview. You know, we could have just gotten out of the shower and you get a knock on your door, say, hey, put on your jeans, T-shirt, and a ball cap, and let's go.
Wow.
They truly try to set it up for real-world scenarios, and it was a fun week. It was a great week.
Where's home to you?
Prattville, Alabama.
Oh, Prattville.
Yes, sir. But I will say Nashville's the second home because I do a lot of music and writing up here and do a lot of our writer rounds, and have actually frequented over this direction a good bit. So
Well, you're not totally out of place or whatever here in Lebanon, Tennessee.
not at all. It feels like I've just come home.
Well, a lot goes into this, no doubt. And this, let's talk a little bit about the rodeo quickly here. We've got to go to a break. But
Yes.
it's this Friday and Saturday. And where's it going to be again?
It is going to be at the James E. Ward Ag Center, right there at Barbara Parkway.
The fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds.
What everybody calls it, right?
Yes, sir. And we are actually going to be in the covered arena, so back where all the horse shows and stuff take place. So it's going to happen, rain, shine, which I think we're going to have a beautiful weekend. So don't have to worry about that. Gates are going to open at 6. Rodeo Perf is going to start at 7:30. And again, all of the proceeds actually go to benefit the Wilson County FCA program. And this is their 5th annual. Last year it was, and the year before it was standing room only. So I'd suggest get there early and get you a seat.
And how much is it going to cost?
So advanced tickets for adults are $10, youth 6 to 12 are $5. At the gate, adults are $15 and youth is $10. You can also get your tickets online as well. There is a small service fee if you order them online, but you can get advanced tickets at Boot Barn, the Western Look, Wilson County Co-op, Sumner County Co-op, Rubensville Farm, Feed Mill, and other locations as well.
All right, Jessie Lynn, our Rodeo USA queen, is
Yes,
here
sir.
this morning. We're going to take a break now, and more coming up on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And now let's check back in with Commander Chuck with on-time traffic. Let's see what's happening out there on those roadways. Traffic brought to you by Absolute Kubota. They have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most all minor services can be done the same day. Lots of stock parts, quick turnaround on non-stocking parts, servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. And they are located at 1506 West Main here in Lebanon. Give them a call at 615-449-6171 with any questions you may have. And here's Commander Chuck.
Good morning. THP's on the scene of a wreck in a terrible spot with all that traffic trying to get through the Jolton area right now. It's 24 eastbound just before you get to Lights Creek Pike. All that's doing is aggravating all that heavy traffic that's right behind that crash, trying to get in from Montgomery County, coming in from Clarksville. Again, we're looking at a crash. It's backing up pretty good here on 24 eastbound just before you get to the Jolton exit. Yes, it's heavy down I-40 leaving Wilson County, headed towards Nashville through Mount Juliet, all the way into Hermitage. Ober-Gatlinburg Restaurant and Lounge celebrating Oktoberfest. Check it out, obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck, you're on-time traffic.
Fall is here. Shop Springs Creamery invites you to their fall festivities on the farm. Grab some fresh ice cream and enjoy the corn maze, shell corn pit, dummy roping, and the corn cannon, happening September 16th through October 30th. For more info, visit shopspringscreamery.com. For fresh ice cream, fall festivities, and fun for the whole family, make plans to visit Shop Springs Creamery 4 miles off I-40 towards Watertown, September 16th through October 30th. Happy fall, y'all!
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you can afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment here for a Thursday morning. Jesse Lynn, Miss Rodeo USA, is with us. We're talking about rodeo that's going to be here Friday and Saturday to Ward Exton to the fairgrounds. Starting promptly at 7:30 both evenings. Tickets are available ahead of time. You can save a little money if you buy in advance. You said $10 for adults and $5 for children if you buy online, and there may be a fee there with that, but they're also available at some businesses you mentioned.
They are, yes. And just as a reminder, children 5 and under are actually free. They're 6 to 12, it's $5. But you can get some advanced tickets at some of our sponsors, Boot Barn, the Western Look, Wilson County Co-op, Sumner County Co-op, Rubensville Farm, Feed Mill, and other locations as well. And then, of course, there will be tickets at the gate, but you're going to pay a little bit extra at the gate.
Okay, now, and proceeds from this do benefit the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You have the rodeo has a tie-in there, and you have previously, I know you did last year.
Yes.
We did a program about this last year, and we had another beautiful rodeo queen who was with us at that time.
Yes.
And this year we have another, and Jesse Lynn, it's just really good to see you this morning.
Good to see you guys. Thank you for having us.
A lot of preparation has to go into something like this. A rodeo is a rodeo, but they're not all just alike. And I want you, if you can, tell us a little bit about what to expect, because you got 2 nights here, Friday and Saturday, starting at 7:30. And what are some of the events and some of the things to look forward to?
Yeah, so one of the best things you can look forward to is we are nearing the end of our season, and so we have a lot of the cowboys and cowgirls that are trying to qualify for the International Finals Rodeo. So you're going to have some world champions, cowboys and cowgirls, that show up, and it's a different crop of contestants each night, so it's not the same contestants. And what I love about it is we've got all 8 rodeo events happening this weekend. So we've got the bareback and saddle bronc riding, of course, everybody's favorite, the bull riding and barrel racing, steer wrestling, team roping, breakaway roping, and tie-down calf roping. So we've got all of the 8 events that you can expect to see at a rodeo taking place, and a lot of action-packed. You never know what's going to happen. You just kind of have to sit and hold your tail and let's go.
Now, with 8 different events here, and you got several people that'll be qualified they're going to be participating in those, hoping to win. I guess the more that are participating, the longer that particular event will go. But what's an average? Do you have any idea?
So average for performance, we usually take no more than 10 contestants per event, due to the fact that if you have, 60 teams of team ropers, that could take a long time. So they will run after the rodeo what is called slack, which is the extra contestants that did not draw up in the perf. So you'll see 10 contestants normally in each event, depending on how the books are, where people may be going. We cut it off at 10 each event. And then after the perf is the slack. So that way we can get everybody in and get everybody through and get them on the books.
Well, now, we talked about how you started riding early in life.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you been a part of the rodeo yourself? Do you do any of these?
So yes, I grew up by trade a barrel racer and a breakaway roper. But then it's funny, I love to mess with people because I'm like, I have a little bit of a frou-frou side to me as well. And I say that lightly because I have some show horses as well. And I always used to tell my big barrel horse, I was like, look at you going and dressing up being a frou-frou horse for a day and giving him a hard time. But he loved his job. So whether we were showing halter, hunt seat equitation, or Western pleasure, and I've got some other horses that show cutting and reining and are also timed event horses as well. My horses are trained to do a lot of different things. It's been fun.
Well, we probably have some people who are very into the rodeo events and maybe even make the circuit, some as spectators perhaps, but I would think the average person is not that skilled in the knowledge of this. But with the what did you say, 8 different?
8 different events,
8
sanctioned
different
events.
events, there's something there for everybody.
Yes.
And if you don't like one, you're probably going to like another one.
Absolutely.
And something to spend the night being entertained.
Yes.
And it's quite competitive.
Yes, it
and
is.
fast.
Yes, it's a fast-paced atmosphere. And two, you know, even when we're making some changes between events, we're going to have an awesome rodeo clown, Mr. TJ Williams. He's going to be here this weekend. And he is funny as I will get out. So, I mean, you're going to be from the time you walk in the gate at 6 o'clock and then to the time the rodeo starts from, I mean, literally the time you walk in to the time you walk out, there's not going to be 1 second that is not filled with action, entertainment, family fun. That is a big thing that I love to keep in, is it's a family fun and family oriented event. That's one thing I love about the sport of rodeo.
Well, I think you have a very nominal charge for tickets, really, $10 and $5 if you buy them in advance. That's a very nominal price.
It's super easy, and you know, a lot of our committees, we don't get into it for the money. We get into it to help benefit a cause. And like, I love the fact that this goes towards Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was an FCA member in high school and have a very wonderful testimony that we'll share later in the week. But you know, we get in it because we love what we do. And kind of the same thing can be said. If you asked me what I did to get to Miss Rodeo USA, I'd tell you I was in a 10-year retirement, actually. I had not planned on coming back and running for a national title until 10 years after the fact. And you get into this business and you get into the sport of rodeo because you love it and it's a passion. It's not something that it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It is something, it's to provide family fun, entertainment, and it provides funds for a good cause or a scholarship program or something that may need, you know, benefiting.
Well, as Miss Rodeo USA, you, Jesse Lynn, are, I guess, obligated. It's just no doubt a lot of fun. It's something you enjoy doing, but you are making the circuit. You're doing a lot of traveling.
Oh, yes. I have traveled over about 100,000 miles by the end of this year. I've still got flights and traveling to do. And even though my year's kind of coming to an end, we're slowing down. But there for a while in our summer run, I was on the road 8 weeks straight. Didn't even get to come home except for about 12 hours.
Well, come January, middle of January or something, when you have relinquished your crown and you're going to be doing something else, I'm wondering, what are you going to be doing?
That's a loaded question. So I will go back out on tour. We will actually hit the road again touring, but I actually will be quickly moving back to Auburn, Alabama to finish out my PhD in career tech education, and I'm on a 3-year contract with them through 2025. And so I'll go back, start teaching Monday through Friday, touring on the weekends and during the summer, and then also, a little fun fact, be obtaining my scuba diver instructor certification as a little fun extra on the side. Little fun fact.
Oh, you.
I told you it was a loaded question.
Well, I don't hardly see how you must be very good at organization and managing your time.
You have to be.
With all that you do.
You have to be. It's a trait I learned very early on. And being a businesswoman, it's something you learn how to do very quickly. And you learn what your priorities are and what's important. And, you know, time is irreplaceable. You can't get it back once it's gone.
Well, you love teaching people too,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I do.
So that's probably what's ahead.
Yes.
For the most part.
For the most part, yes. And I'm hoping, obviously there's that leaning of hoping after the 3-year commitment is done at Auburn that a 10-year track will come along, and they say, hey, we want you to stay on board, because I'd love to teach. Auburn University's been a dream university of mine, and have my bachelor's and master's from there, so you can't say I don't love it. So it's kind of one of those, like, y'all can, if you'd like to offer me a job after the fact, that'll be fine.
All right, back to the rodeo. Friday
Yes.
and Saturday, it starts promptly at 7:30 at the Ward Ag Center, but it's going to be in a covered arena back there where the
Yes.
cattle shows are and so on. So if it should be raining, that's not a problem. The
Not a
show
problem.
goes on. What will you be doing mostly?
So mostly, I will be helping with the opening ceremonies, carrying Old Glory, obviously, horseback. So she will be entering the arena in true style and rodeo fashion. And then, of course, myself and we actually have a few other royalty sisters that are going to be joining us. We'll be carrying sponsor flags, because we have winner circles after each event. So we've got phenomenal sponsors that you will see fly in the arena 8 different times at at the rodeo, and then after the fact, it's pictures and autograph time, and we're going to have a great time.
All right, we got just a minute here to remind everybody again. You can buy your tickets in advance. And I know you mentioned the Wilson Farmers Co-op in Sumner County, and what are the Boot Barn?
Boot Barn, and then Rubensville Farm Feed Mill as well, and the Western Look.
All right, and they're $10 for adults, $5 for children,
6 to 12.
and then under 5 and under is free.
It's free, that is
And
correct.
that's nice too. But if you wait they will be available to gate, but they're going to cost you 15 and 10.
And 10, that's right.
And it's Friday and Saturday. This Friday.
This
and Saturday.
Friday
That's
and
tomorrow
Saturday.
night and Saturday night.
That is correct.
All right, which is September 30th and October 1st at the Ward Ag Center, the fairgrounds here, and the gates will open
6 o'clock sharp.
All right. Well, Jesse Lynn, Miss Rodeo USA, it's been our pleasure to have you today. You've done a fantastic job, and I'm sure you've got the world by the tail, so to speak. We wish you well. Thanks for being with us
Thank you
today.
for having me. I appreciate it.
That's going to do it for Thursday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Friday edition, and until then, I wish you a tremendous day.